Oh, my friends, it's so damn hot here in Portugal. You guys have no idea. By the way, great book by Kent Rollins. That said, I don't even have air conditioner and I'm going crazy. Because of that, I thought I'm gonna react to a video about summer in America. And I end up choosing this one. 5 things I love and hate about Midwestern summers. My friends, I really wonder if the summer in the Midwest is really that crazy. I bet does not compare with Portugal. But before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much. Is the best way to show support. Now, if you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Link for the original video in my description and let's play it. Finding America.
Hello. It is the summer here in the United States and all across the Northern Hemisphere, of course.
Yeah.
I live in...
By the way, I love the shirt. Actually, I have an update. I don't have air conditioning yet because I'm gonna put air conditioning in my home, but the guy doesn't. I don't know. I paid the guy is not answering my call. I don't even know what is going on, my friends, but I need the air conditioner. Let's hope in the next couple of weeks I'm gonna have the AC. How what is in Portugal right now? Are you asking that? Thank you for asking that. I actually have a conversion. Sorry, I have a calculator to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. No one speaks in Fahrenheit. Let's all be real here. And my friends, I told you it's crazy. So 84 Fahrenheit today. 80. Let's say 85.
in Chicago, and yesterday it was one of the hottest days of the year. So I thought, what better time
How better what? Not 85, what?
than now to do a video about the things that I hate and love about summers in the American Midwest. I've lived in America for about 11 years here in the Midwest, 8 of those in Indiana, 3 of those in Chicago. And during that time, I did get to come to grips with, some of the things that I absolutely love and some of the things I absolutely hate about summers here. So what I'm going to do now is give you a breakdown of those things, starting with the positives and ending with the negatives. That's a terrible business model. Don't do that. Only I do that. That's part of my structure. Perfect. And so without further ado, let's count down the 5 things that I absolutely love about summers in the American Midwest.
Okay, let's go. What? Mosquitoes? Wait, this is the things he loves, right? Mosquitoes?
I can't say it strongly enough. I absolutely love mosquitoes.
Why?
In my first year in the Midwest, specifically when I lived in Indiana, they got very intimate with me. I formed a bond that can never be broken to this very day. Yes, they sucked on my...
Wait, is this what you guys call in America irony?
...face, not unlike people from my past. I had a weird past.
Oh, he's trolling.
At college.
100%.
I don't know what it was about it. Yes, I was scarred, and yes, I was itchy, but, having sucked all of that blood out of me, that's a fabulous weight loss program, and you need that,
I kind of need that also.
Especially after the winters that you have to endure and all of the food that you have to eat as part of the Thanksgiving and Christmas program. So really, they're doing you a favor. I mean, that's it. They take away a lot of your fat and fly away, and they get fat and turn into pigeons. That could be a lie. I think it is. But really, I think that the main joy that I derive from mosquitoes and my intimate relationship with them is that I feel at one with nature. And I can't...
Okay, my friends, I believe he's starting with the negative things. But he said the positive, but he's trolling. This is the negative, right? Mosquitoes in America are really that crazy. I don't find mosquitoes that crazy, actually.
Find that anywhere else, not even with pigeons, especially them, in fact. Absolute arseholes.
Yeah, he's trolling, right?
Yes, sprinklers. Who doesn't love a good sprinkler? I do personally love them. And the reason for that is because when you're in the summer and you're not sleeping too well, for reasons that we'll get onto here in just a moment, you need that surprise in the morning when you're on your way to work and you're all dressed up nicely. And you need waking up, and that's exactly what it achieves. Out of nowhere comes a sprinkle of water into your face, and suddenly you're alive with joy and singing like the birds and the bees. That's a metaphor for sex, so it doesn't really work in this scenario. It's an absolute bonus, of course, if the sprinkler happens to hit your side, your pocket, and give your phone a good clean because you're too lazy to do it yourself. Now, often the phone doesn't work after that. But you can't have everything.
Okay, he's really starting. AC noise, my friends. I would love to have a lot of noise inside of this room. As long as I have AC.
Air conditioning units. So I alluded to this a moment ago, right? So even though air conditioning units do unfortunately cool you down in these summer months, they do provide this really loud blast while you're trying to sleep, and they keep you awake until an ungodly hour of the
Honestly, some people may enjoy that noise. I'm not even joking. People love white noise, right? Maybe that counts as white noise.
morning, and it's fabulous because that's when I do my best thinking. Even if I am competing with noise, I can still think, yes, tomorrow I need to do a video about the things I love and hate about the summers in the Midwest. Can you help me? Yes, you can. You're a loud blast. Love it. And it's not just the bedroom to which this is confined. You might find them in the workplace while you're trying to concentrate on your work. You might find them during a video like this. It forces you to project like this, like you.
Oh my god, makes a lot of noise. Wait, can I record the videos with the air? My friends, look, it is what it is. If there is noise on the videos, it's for my health.
You're in the theatre, which I used to be, so I can actually relate to this. Ironically, I did do a bit of work in the theatre in Indiana, and they didn't have air conditioning units. It was amazing for another reason, and that reason is this.
Humidity? Oh, but that's good in the summer, It makes you a bit more fresh. I like that.
Anyone who lives here in the Midwest.
See, my friends, summers in Portugal are very, very dry. Yeah, you guys are lucky because you have summers that are very humid.
Is this.
I'm joking. By the way, from what I understand, I never experienced that, I have to be fair, but from what I understand, it's that bad. So you guys think it's worse to have a summer that have a lot of humidity is worse than one that is dry? People from the south, tell me.
Anyone who lives here in the Midwest will tell you that the humidity is the thing they look forward to the most. This is particularly true, of course, in the deep south, where it gets even more humid. And
yeah, I thought the deep south was the problematic region when it comes to this, my friends. I thought the Midwest was a bit more dry.
Hot. And the thing I love so much about the high humidity levels here is, well, let me actually tell you a story, right? This past weekend, I went to the laundrette, or laundromat, as they say here in the United States. And it's a stuffy laundromat, firstly, so that's a win. And I went there, feeling all fresh and smelling of Irish spring. And on my way out, my clothes and myself switched odors, which is always good. Don't you love that? At the end of the day, I love smelling of raw sweat and beef. It means I challenged myself for it, or at least the temperature and the humidity.
You know what? I'm starting to think that maybe you guys have it worse than me, even with air condition. Maybe the summer it is not as bad. But my friends, I'm going to tell you, today 85 Fahrenheit.
Did that. And
Crazy.
That brings me on to the final thing that I love about Midwestern summers, which is this.
Heat. Oh boy. Oh, crazy. Now
So
I'm
occasionally
afraid.
here in the Midwest, and even more so down south, temperatures do exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that, coupled with the aforementioned humidity.
Conversion. 1 second. He said what? 100 degrees? Oh my. No. There is no way. That's 38 Celsius, my friends. No, maybe he's being... So, since he's being a bit ironic here, my friends, I don't know if he's speaking the truth or not. Sorry.
So occasionally here in the Midwest, and even more so down south, temperatures do exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that, coupled with the aforementioned humidity, is heaven on earth, and absolutely nobody could disagree with that sentiment. And sometimes
My Indiana people, my Illinois people, my people from the Michigan, my people from Missouri, my people from... No, Alabama is south. My friends, but people from the Midwest that watch me, can you guys confirm this? Over 100 Fahrenheit? Well, if it was Celsius, you guys are dead, by the way. But, oh my...
Sometimes, it's so hot that you're forced to stay indoors like I am today. Now, it isn't 100 degrees out. I'm lazy. and wanted to film
okay,
inside.
okay,
But that
okay.
has been the case in the past. And when you have an apartment like this, right?
But it's a rare event, I'm assuming, right? 100, no one lives with 100 degrees, right?
450 square feet of sheer tininess. All you want to do is stay inside and play with your pets. Your cat, your dog, your mosquito, and it's amazing. Sometimes you may find yourself braving the elements and getting absolutely naked and jumping into the Chicago River. I don't know.
My friends, I'm starting to have a feeling that the message on this video is that the American Midwest summer is really bad. Is what I'm. Am I making a correct assumption?
Know anybody personally that's done that, but it could happen. Okay, now that we've done the
It's
things
hell.
that I absolutely love about Midwestern summers, we're going to have to talk about the things I absolutely hate. That starts with this.
Yeah. That's the thing. America always have some great food. How crazy is the ice cream culture in America?
Yeah, so unfortunately, here in the Midwest and throughout much of the United States, ice creams often come supersized. So, you can't really turn that down,
Matthew.
especially if you've got no willpower like me, and especially if it's chocolate flavored all the way throughout, even the cone. I'm not going to turn that down, and that's
Nope.
disastrous. No mosquito on earth can suck that amount of ice cream out of you. I mean, I don't think that they suck out the actual genuine
true.
ice cream anyway, so it's useless, frankly, and I am sick to death of all of the ice creams that have been sent my way over the past few years, and there'll be more of them. This isn't the end. Ice creams are like that, especially because the wife loves them too, so she gets them in, and it's no wonder I find the summers often so treacherous and hard. I could say similar things about our next entry.
Ooh,
I
hot
found this
dog,
one especially
hot dog is kind of like a summer food in America.
difficult, going up to those hot dog stands, especially if it's the drive-through kind, right? And you have to sit there in comfort in your car and then eat a hot dog. Yes, I will admit it, I absolutely love hot dogs, all right? But just as with the ice cream, I have no willpower. I will consume all 4 of them in one go. And so, that's part of the problem. Not to mention, it is in fact illegal to not have a hot dog during a Midwestern summer.
Look, my friends, as much as I love American food, and I do, the arguments that he end up presenting about the things that he hates, basically, let's be real, end up being more strong than the ones that he loves, because the first 2 arguments are ice cream and hot dogs, but the other ones are mosquitoes, humidity, heat. The balance is not, this is not looking well, my friends.
So I have that to contend with, and I just don't know that the law is fair on this issue.
Nature. Oh, this is a
So
good
yeah,
one.
it doesn't matter whether it's a hot dog and ice cream, or if I'm in Chicago, Indiana, or another part of the Midwest, or even any other part of the United States, I'll often find myself outside in nature, right? So all of the birds tweeting at me, woo, 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 shut up. Right? Do I really want to be out in this right now, just soaking up the best things that Earth has to offer? I don't think so. I'd rather be stuck inside on a hot day with the AC either on or off, can't decide which, and petting my mosquito. So it's crazy, and I'm really saying this as an intervention for myself.
Well, friends, I'm thinking about one thing that I have to say. So, even a state like Michigan is more in the north. And if you are close to Canada, you are a cold state in my book. Even Michigan gets that crazy.
Let the wife know. I don't want to go to any more nature parks. I don't want to go to the park. I don't want to go outside and see a squirrel running up a tree and throwing nuts at other humans. Actually, that part is sometimes quite fun. Yeah.
Beach.
Oh my, let me tell you about this one, right? So we are landlocked for the most part in the Midwest, but there is a sweet spot up near the Great Lakes where there are beaches, right? Here in
yeah,
Chicago.
you have the
And of
Great
course, I
Lakes.
often find myself dragged to one, where I'll lay on the beach for 3 bloody hours and do nothing except to stick your hand out, take the sangria, drink the sangria until the cows come home, and then realize you no longer live in Indiana, so that's not possible. It's not easy. If you think you're moving to paradise, think again. It's not. And
To be fair, my friends, you guys have amazing beaches.
lastly, I have to talk about the people of the Midwest. Let's do it.
Ah, People are
Okay,
so nice.
I get it. You know, you've got these Midwesterners who've lived here their entire life who actually love the things that I hate about summers in the Midwest, and they're inexplicably cheery about the whole affair, and they'll let you know it, right? They'll come up to you with a smile on their face and be super polite. I don't need any of that politeness.
But the thing is, if he's making the Midwest look this bad when it comes to summers, can you imagine Texas or Arizona?
Just served me a supersized ice cream,
Mexico.
right? I don't need you to smile as you kill. I mean, that's just adding insult to injury, isn't it? You're all so nice here in the Midwest, and it's too contagious.
In America.
You know, after a conversation with you, I walk away being the same way and treating tourists as if they were God. It's unbelievable because most of them aren't. You know, most of them are the devil, if anything. And they're seeking out ice creams with abandon. They're seeking out hot dogs with joy. And they go to the beach and, you know, they also get sangrias. And it all becomes this placid, joyous occasion that I just can't take anymore. So I'm going home, you know, in a bit. I will go out for a little walk soon just to clear my head. It's really made me angry thinking about this, you know, and just expressing how I feel. It's a difficult time to be alive, and the wife is beckoning me over. What are we doing? We're going boating.
Tim!
Thanks for watching. I hope wherever you are, you'll get through this summer as I have 11 of them, and you just cope. If you need anybody to talk you through it, I'm here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. See, my friends, actually, I feel a bit better now since I watched this video. Maybe I don't have it that bad as you guys have in America when it comes to summer. That said, my friends, thank you so much for watching this. Actually, this is for the ones that watch until the end. How hot is right now in your state, in your city, my friends? If you can tell me that in the comments, I would appreciate you so much. And I read most of the comments. My friends, also there is a couple of secret links. I'm not going to tell you what it is on the description. It's social media, by the way. But if you want to take a look, I would appreciate. So, my friends, see you guys in the next one. Bye.